Well, this is the final real discussion video of the year 2018, and I get to do it on reprints. The top 5 best reprints of the year. Now, looking back at 2018, it's been a real shit show. We had Dangers, we had Nightmares, we had Firewall Dragon get banned. Oh man, nothing good happened this year. It's kind of sad, actually. I figured 2018 would have brought a lot of hopeful memories, but that's fine, because we have one more interesting discussion. So let's dig on into the top 5 reprints of the year, shall we? Alright. No, this isn't a, oh boy, Infinite Impermanence, that'll be next year's video when we talk about, you know, the top 5 best reprints of 2019. Impermanence will probably be on the top of that list. No, this is the, what was the best reprints of the year? So, starting off at number 5, actually is a Soulday. So we started off this year with the actual information on a Soulday getting released. Everybody and their mother was very excited to see a generic Link monster for Warriors that granted you access to, you know, get searchability for hero. Actually, I think this card started off as every hero player being massively excited. And of course, card initially gets printed, card shoots up in immense value. Not necessarily because Noble Knights or heroes were abusing it, because of Dark Warrior decks. Decks that would be using this card as a placeholder for Needle Fiber as a means to, you know, send equip cards and things like that. And initially, when this card first got announced, most people were like, you're never going to play equip cards in a deck. And then, you know, mid-2018 rolls around, everybody and their mother's playing it. This card, I think, touched $25 at one point, which was unheard of. You know, like, Noble Knight players everywhere were crying because they wanted to play this card. Like, this card has Noble Knight in the names. And so many people, including the Noble Knight players, were just so frustrated with this card and the taxing price that it had been given on the secondary market that it was probably one of the best needed reprints of the year, just not only for Noble Knights, but for Warrior lovers everywhere, even hero players as well. Like, now the card is sitting at $2 to $3 at the time of making this video. Very, very, very well needed reprint, and in a special edition, nonetheless, for everybody. So, number 4 on my list here is actually going to be Summon Sorceress. Now, Summon Sorceress came out of the gate at $35. I think at one point it was touching $40, but that was only after a while. Now, of course, we needed the reprint of the card to make the card legal in European territories because, you know, being a Shonen Jump card, you know, the rest of the world didn't get the same luxury that we did. You know, once a card was printed in, you know, the subscription, it was ridiculous. But, oh my gosh, when Summon Sorceress first got announced, I think the general reaction that most of us had was, this card's going to be really good in ABC. Like, I can clone pieces. And then as the card kind of started seeing a little bit more fundamental play in, like, the OCG, we kind of started to see, oh shit, a generic Link 3 that can summon anything from my deck as long as it has a monster that it points to. That was crazy. And we started seeing this card become an obligatory staple for all Link decks. And of course, when you have Link monsters in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That don't have fundamental flaws of you can't use this card as Link material, you know, there's going to be generic nightmares like this because the Link mechanic for so long had just been, you know, climb and go. Well, seeing the damage that Summon Sorceress had done and things, the price tag was so high up there. Now that the card has been reprinted, it literally fell from $35 down to $2 to $3. Actually, I think this one is a little bit more expensive than a Soulday for the core reprint, but much like a Soulday and Summon Sorceress being in the same special edition, like, just availability to all players this year warrants the card at number 4 on the list, just making Yu-Gi-Oh! Slightly cheaper. Now, number 3 on my list is actually Ash Blossom. So, thinking about the way that Yu-Gi-Oh! Was going this year, we had the Secret Ash Blossom. It was the first printing, okay? you run through things for a little while, and then you see Legendary Collection Kaiba on the horizon. You're like, oh, hand traps are in there. Why would we buy it? And then you're like, oh shit. Everybody, instead of just buying their cheap Ash Blossoms, I saw so many people just go out and take the mystery chance. So many people were like, oh, I can get anything here. Like, there's so much potential. You should have just spent $30 on the guaranteed Ash Blossom instead of buying the special, but it's not my concern. But Ash Blossom's price tag was expensive, and so much money for no real reason. And now, eventually, I think the Ultras came in at $45.50 after a while. Obviously, it did bring down the secrets. And then on the horizon, we had another reprint in the same year. They gave us Super Ash Blossoms. Now, at this point in time, we had 2 reprints of it in the same year, which, very good. You know, when you release something as powerful as that into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, like, it definitely helps the waters a little bit, you know, adjusting things, making things a little bit more tolerable. So, at this point in time, you got $34 Ash Blossoms, Ultras, and Supers at the same price. You got Secrets riding the line at $43 to $45. Generic hand trap-esque cards, very good. And I would argue that Ash probably would have been number 1 on my list, but I was thinking about the other 2 and I was like, well, you know, they're kind of good. But yes, Ash Blossom and number 3. Now, number 2 on my list of good reprints this year actually goes to Droll and Lockbird. Now, before you click off of this video and you go, oh, Droll rated higher than Ash Blossom here, think about what Droll was doing. Droll single-handedly stopped Danger FTK from fundamentally existing and by existing I mean it slowed that shit right down. Now, originally Droll was only a Star Strike Blast card, and then, you know, later on we got Legendary Collection once again, Droll and Lockbird being a Star Strike Blast rare. That card was so much money for fucking no real reason. Like, who in their right mind wanted to pay all of that money for Drolls just for a rare? Hello? Like, I'm kind of glad that the card did get that core reprint in Legendary Kaiba, because it really shrunk down the price. Now, granted, the card did get an ultimate in OTS 8, which doesn't even really count as a reprint, I'm gonna be honest with you. And then it also got the other holo printing in OTS 1. But, like, come on now, this card has had so much value behind it for so long. Even at the point in time of making this video, they're sitting at $15 to $16. Why? Oh, because it single-handedly stops your opponent's turn, and it has a devastating lock in this game, because Trick's Reincarnation plus Droll and Lockbird, so bad. If you wanted to play fucking Trickstars, you had to shovel out money for this shit just to make sure that you had it. Alright? Who in their right mind, I ask you, who in their right mind would want to shovel out all of this money just to get Droll and Lockbirds? Well, now with the reprint, you know, it's at least not $30 anymore, unless you want ulties. Now, the last big one of the year, actually I have to give it up to Evenly Matched, and this is a really big one. Evenly Matched changed the entire way that we were playing this game, and if you had Evenly, you were doing great. And I put this so high up on the list because, yes, Ash Blossom does force you to play around certain scenarios, or grant you access to play around certain scenarios, and then you have this train wreck of a card that just watch your opponent set their entire hand, and then you go draw, standby, main phase, and then the cruel words of battle phase, and then you shit your fucking literal pants and just cry, because everything that you just committed is just going to get swallowed up in one fell swoop. So having more access to a card that literally fundamentally changed the entire way the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was played, from the fundamentals of, yes, hand traps existing, but to allowing players to go second. Now, we are sitting on the cusp of another reprint in 2019, which is not a bad thing at all. This is a card that I want all players to have access to at all points in time because the card is just that nuts. Call it what it is, take it for what it's worth, but I do think at this current point in time that Evenly does go down as the best reprinted card of 2018, at least for me, because giving people, budget players, a chance to go second with their deck and beat the meta seems a-okay to me. So what do you guys think about my top 5 reprints of the year? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Of course, tomorrow on New Year's Day, we'll be doing the top 5 things to look forward to in 2019. Alright guys, have a good New Year's. I'll see you guys, well, on New Year's Day actually. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.